Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 2 of Writing Backwards podcast. I'm Jason Klink, your host. My brand new podcast based around all of my time in public service and in particular the fire service as a firefighter and fire chief. Writing backwards is a concept of having a unique point of view and perspective and while looking through different lenses at public safety, first responders, and even beyond that into other organizations. One of the things I wanted to talk about today is how difficult change can come by in any form of public safety, and I think it's probably true to a majority of a lot of organizations that are out there. Change is difficult. Change can be one of the more resistive initiatives within a public safety agency. I know in the fire service we have a saying of 100 years of tradition impeding progress. It's probably more like 200 years now. And, you know, most fire departments, most public safety agencies, they don't know what they don't know until you tell them. And the reason I wanted to talk about this today was based on a lot of my work in the private sector with several public safety agencies across the country. Many public safety agencies, in particular the fire service, use a lot of manual processes when it comes to running their organizations day in and day out. Manual processes that take a large amount of time, labor costs, effort. I was talking to a couple of 911 supervisors not too long ago who were scheduling supervisors for their centers. And actually, one was a 911 supervisor, one was a police chief, I believe it was. And they were talking about how they use Microsoft Word to create their schedule for their personnel. Microsoft Word is not even remotely a calendar, let alone a scheduling solution. And I couldn't fathom the amount of time it must go into to creating a template, to adjusting the template on a daily basis in order to successfully, schedule and manage their staff day in and day out. I think about my own fire department where we are notorious for killing trees and using paper. We have paper all over the fire station, on bulletin boards, on desks, taped to filing cabinets, taped to doors, uh, paper log upon paper log upon paper log, that has anything to do with training or the apparatus or drills or stop with the paper. That's usually what I say. In the 21st century, we are now headed into 2025, 25 years into the millennium, and we are papered up all over the place. And I'm sure my fire department is no different than many other public safety agencies that are out there using an enormous amount of paper. When you think about, you could simply go in and create a Google form. Think about all of the Google forms you could possibly create. You could create training forms, you could create surveys, you could create maintenance forms, all just on Google, and everybody has access to Google. You don't even have to invest into like Microsoft Office, Microsoft Office 365, anything like that to get more into like spreadsheets and other forms. You could simply do it in Google with docs and forms and so on, and everybody has access to it because a majority of the population, here's a newsflash, a majority of the population has a Gmail account. So, if you can eliminate the paper, streamline your activities, it gets more efficient, it gets less error prone, you're taking less time to manage it, you have less file folders in a file cabinet somewhere. And don't get me wrong, a lot of times there's, standards and, uh, you know, uh, state requirements or whatever they might be that you have to have some kind of paper copy. Print it out because I'm sure there's a printer somewhere within your department somewhere. It just blows my mind that, we create all these documents and we tape them up and we send them out. We barely send email. Majority organizations have some type of web page or website where they can have a platform. Majority of departments have, and I say departments just by a blanket cover over, insert first responder agency here. A majority of departments have some type of records management system. So, all your records are in a cloud based system somewhere where if you really needed a paper copy, you can print it out. And you can see I'm up on the soapbox here, but it's really something that it just blows my mind in the 21st century that we are just so stuck on, procedures that we've used for the last 50 years because, they haven't failed us yet, so why change them now? Well, think of the amount of hours and time you're spending on the stuff that, may not be broken, but it's not all that efficient. Even my old 911 center up till 2013, it was a staff of 120 people, and we were managing our schedules and staff management three different places with a pencil. Three different pieces of paper or binders or boards and pens and pencils to be able to manage the staff. Are you kidding me? And then we decided, hey, it's the 21st century. How about we look at least a scheduling solution and invested in a cloud-based scheduling solution? And we probably save 50 to 60% in time and labor costs by switching to that solution. When you're switching your focus from these manual processes to more of a cloud-based, web-based system, now you can take your people and the amount of time that they were spending on these paper processes and get them focusing on other things that are probably just as, if not more important. So I just wanted to get on my soapbox here today quick to create this podcast. Like I was saying, change is a lot of the times hard to come by, but it's a necessary thing in order to keep moving forward, to keep getting to the next stage of growth, and ultimately optimizing our operations day in and day out. So with that, I'll leave this podcast here, and I hope everybody's having a great week. Make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and have a great day.